Hello DC family, it's Mrs. McGeough and Minnie too. You can see she's gotten her own little bed in my teaching office here. And heavens me, it's been a couple days since I've done a story time. And that's because I've had this paper all over, and finally I said I cannot put it away, it has to stay out. We're doing a story time regardless of it. But we'd love to say kamusta. Kamusta is hello in Tagalog. Kamusta. And Tagalog is the official language of the Philippines. So I know we have lots of fans that are Filipino, and hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm trying my best. So kamusta. And we want to say kamusta to Amy, kamusta to Benny, kamusta to Aaliyah, Colton, Munira, kamusta to Kira, Iya, Ethan, and Gael. It's good to have you guys back. So Minnie's got her own little bed here. Look how sweet she is. I haven't been able to get her to sit for story time in a while either. But today we have a special book. I've been waiting to get my favorite book from the mail. But in the meantime, we're going to do another funny book. And this one has to do with, do you see what Mrs. McGeough has on? These funny things? Socks. You're right, socks. Mrs. McGeough has funny socks on. And we do this, socks, in sign language. Socks. So like we're pointing to our socks. And Mrs. McGeough has watermelon on these socks. So that might give you a clue about what our story is about today. Let's see. And more socks. These socks have bacon and eggs on them. These socks have avocados on them. These socks, best for my cousin Karen and Colleen, have strawberries on them. These socks have milk and cookies on them. These socks have robots on them. And then these socks have little koala bears on them. Little koala bears on them. And I don't have my kitty socks in here. I know Joanna loves my kitty socks. And I know you students at school too love all my different socks I have on. So this story is about having socks for supper. For supper. Now, this is socks, remember? And this is supper. So we say eat at night. So we're having socks for supper. Cool. We're going to learn a couple other signs today as well. One of them is, well, actually we know this one from A Fly Went By, is cow, right? So that's just with our horns. Another one, a fun one or funny one, is milk. So it's just like you're milking a cow. So it goes like this, milk. Our other sign is going to be knitting. So it's just like you're taking your knitting needles and kind of placing them one on top of another. And then our last sign is cheese, and that just goes, you're taking your two palms together and going back and forth like this. So it's kind of like you're kneading cheese or preparing cheese. Awesome. So we'll get into it and we'll see what socks for supper is all about. Mrs. McGeough has had this book forever and ever. I think a dog even tried biting it. I don't know. This book is by Jack Kent. Socks for supper. Hopefully Minnie will stay sleeping here. Hey, Minnie? What do you folks usually have for supper? I hope it isn't socks. In a faraway place, in a long ago time, there lived an old man and his wife. They were very poor. All they had was a tumble-down house and a tiny turnip garden. That kind of looks like Mrs. McGeough's garden. Sometimes it just doesn't come up quite the way she planned. One day he said to his wife, one can get tired of eating nothing but turnips. I guess if you cooked them the same way. But now people have things like active fries. You could probably make fries out of them. Not far away there lived a couple who had a cow. A cow. The old man and his wife used to look at the cow and dream of milk and cheese. Maybe they'll sell us some, said the old man. We don't have any money, his wife reminded him. Perhaps we could trade them something for some milk. Some milk, said the old man. Perhaps we could, agreed his wife, and they searched the house for something to trade. They looked and looked, but the only thing they could find that wasn't in pieces or tatters was a pair of socks. A pair of socks. The old man took the socks and went to see the couple who had the cow. A little while later, he came happily home again with a bucket of milk and a small cheese. Oh, this is so good, said his wife. Look, they're at the table. Do you folks eat cheese at the supper table? It wasn't long before they began to wish they had some more. And remember, more. But they didn't have any more socks to trade. I will knit some. She's going to knit some socks, said the old woman. But she haven't any yarn. So she unraveled part of the old man's sweater and knitted a pair of socks with that. Then again traded this, or they again traded the socks for milk and cheese. For milk and cheese. And I apologize, I'm making some fumbles over my words here. Jeez. But that happens. It's okay. We'll keep going. And they feasted as they did before. They were eating the milk and cheese. When it was gone, the old woman knitted another pair of socks. She was knitting another pair of socks. And once more, the old man trading them for milk and cheese. And look at that old man's shirt. His belly showing. It's halfway up his torso. Say, that pot belly kind of looks like my Grandpa Leslie's. Yum. When that was gone, the old woman started knitting again. Knitting? That poor guy's gonna have no shirt left. But there was now only enough yarn left for one sock. What good is one sock? The old woman asked. They won't trade any milk or cheese for that. We'll see, said the old man, and he took the sock to the couple with the cow. I only have half a pair of socks this time, he said. Would you trade half a bucket of milk and half a cheese for this? Minnie, what do you think? Will they trade? Oh, big stretches. Oh, no. That is not necessary, said the farmer. You see, said the farmer's wife, one sock is exactly what I need. She was knitting her husband a sweater for Christmas. She's gotten the yarn for it by unraveling the socks, and she needed just one more to finish the job. She was knitting a sweater. Let's turn the page, folks. But the sweater didn't fit. She must have just been starting her knitting career. The logistics were a bit off there, but that's okay. She'll try again. Or maybe she'll find a different solution, problem solving. So the wife gave it to the old man, for she had noticed he didn't have a shirt. And the sweater was just the right size. So in the end, the old fella got his sweater back. And what a nice story about giving to others in times of need. And truthfully, that's, I think, what's keeping a lot of us folks happy and healthy right now, is helping others when we can. So I hope you liked our story about socks for supper. Socks for supper. Awesome. Well, Minnie and I want to say thank you for joining us today. We hope you loved our story, well, Jack Kent's story, about socks and helping others. We'll see you next week. Bye.